What's up, Gemini? How are you all doing? It is time for your September 2025 main monthly reading. You know what that means, right? My OG followers know what that means. September 2025 marks 7 years that I have been reading tarot on YouTube. And this past 7 years has been a journey of a fucking lifetime, bro. I'm gonna tell you what. Never in a million years did I suspect it to go anywhere when I sat down and recorded my first couple tarot videos. Oh boy, was I wrong. Anyway, matter of fact, 2 days from now, the 29th of August, was when I sat down and recorded Aries, September 2018. I had no idea how much that decision was going to change my life. Anyway, here we are, September 2025 for Gemini. Now, if any of you are in need of a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. I have a link in the description of the video. Most people prefer my general personal readings. Honestly, it's probably because they're so cheap, but I like to think that they're quick, easy, and efficient. You ain't got to ask me nothing. You ain't got to tell me nothing. All you do is click what you want read and let me do the rest. And also, for those of you who didn't catch the memo, the weekly live readings are back on now. I know we stepped back and quietly took a break for a couple of weeks. We just had so much stuff going on. We were so busy we had to. But it's back on now, so you can pre-order anytime throughout the week. They're read in the order of which they come in, and we will be firing it back up this Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, all right, let's jump into this. I want to see what's going on with the person you dealt with in the past. If you're not here inquiring about someone you dealt with in the past, this is not for you. I'll get to you in a second. Hang tight. What can we tell Gemini about the person they dealt with in the past, universe? Actually, let me break out a special deck. I don't really break this one out very often, but this is one of the oldest decks that I have. What can we tell Gemini about the person they dealt with in the past? Uh-oh, Ace of Cups reversed. 2 more shuffles, 2 more. Boom. Uh-oh, we got that devil card, though. Are you surprised to see that? You surprised to see that? Well, I mean, I do kind of feel like this person does still keep an eye on you very regularly. But it doesn't really look like much of anything's happening here. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not really seeing any action. Not really. They may have done some things to try to get your attention in the past. And for whatever reason, it didn't get the desired outcome they were looking for. I don't know why. I don't know if you were blatantly ignoring it, which I hope you were, or if it just didn't hit your radar. I don't know. But yeah, I think they're kind of easing up and backing off of that. They're not really doing that so much anymore. But they do still keep a real close eye on you, but ain't doing nothing. You know? So, yeah, this honestly looks kind of boring. Doesn't really look like a whole lot of much of nothing's happening here. Some of you dealt with a Virgo. I also have Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn. All right, well, ain't nothing else I can say about that. Let's see how they feel about you. How's this person feel about Gemini? Universe or spirit? Do 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 boo do do. Let's get 3 shuffles. There's 1, 2, and 3. 3 of Cups reversed. Ooh, they do be holding a grudge, though. They do be holding a grudge. They know what they want to say to you. And I don't think it's very nice. And you probably already knew that. I mean, they haven't let this go. I do think that they are still holding on to the idea that somehow, some way, they're going to reconnect with you at some point. I don't think they have very nice plans for the future, though. I don't. Not with the 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. I don't think so. But for now, it looks like they're hanging back, being quiet, and they're holding a grudge. For what? I don't know. Some of you may be saying, holding a grudge for what? They're the ones that fucked me over. Hey, I know. I get it. I get it. A lot of times, that's how people deal with their guilt. You know? Guilt is really hard to sit with. Really hard. So most immature people, people who lack emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, they can't deal with the feeling of guilt. So what's the quickest, easiest way to deal with guilt? You flip it and turn it into anger, right? You come up with reasons in your mind that justifies whatever it is you feel guilty for and turn it into anger towards that person, you know? Like, let's say they cheated on you. Well, they're going to come up with some reason in their mind why you deserve for them to cheat on you, you know? And they're going to flip it into anger towards you. Now, am I saying that that's exactly how it went down? No, I'm just giving you an example. Because I can already feel some of you saying, guilt? What? What? They better feel guilty. What they did to me? Hey, I know. But I don't think this person really even believes they did anything wrong. I don't think so. And if for a minute they do think they did something wrong, they ain't going to sit with that. They're not going to sit with that without flipping it on its head, twisting it, transmuting it, and turning it into something that justifies what they did. You know? All right, let's grab some advice here. What's the best advice for Gemini with the person from the past? Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. You just put your foot down firm and you keep it there. How about this? How about this? Let's meet in the middle. I think I might have told you all this last month, but hey, it still stands. I'm not going to say do or don't ever connect with this person again. Okay? But I will say this. Actually, let's make a plan to communicate with this person. Maybe later on down the line. You know, maybe sometime in 2026. Don't get hung up on when. But what you want to do is you want to dedicate your life to making sure that the next time you talk to this person, they don't fucking recognize you. You've grown and healed and evolved so hardcore. Just work towards that. and watch what happens. I'm not even going to tell you what's going to happen. It'll surprise you. Work towards that. Make that your life's mission to make sure the next time this person talks to me, they ain't even going to fucking know what to say. I'll tell you this much, though. That's one of my favorite feelings in the world. I love it, dude. I love it. My 3 favorite feelings are, and they're in no particular order, but watching miserable, toxic people have a meltdown, trying to get a reaction out of me, and I ignore them, and they have a meltdown and self-destruct because they're so pissed off because they can't get a reaction out of me. I love that. Love that. I love when I talk to somebody that I haven't seen in years and they think they know me, and then they see the new me, and you see the wires fucking cross in their brain, like, and they feel so stupid because they used to look down their nose at me, and now they don't even recognize me. I love that. And I love the feeling when I see a person that at one point I thought I could not live without. You know, like 15 years ago, oh, I wanted them so fucking bad. And now it's like, oh my God, I was this close. Oh man, I cannot imagine if I would have got what I thought I wanted back then. Thank you so much, universe, for not giving me what I thought I wanted. Thank you so much, universe, for breaking my heart back then. Oh my God. I could not imagine if I was stuck with that person today. Ew, I love that feeling. Those are like my 3 favorite feelings. Anyway, so just work on that and see where it takes you. All right. Let's see what's coming in next for the singles. What's coming in next? For the singles. Uh-oh. 5 of Swords. I don't like that energy. Well, hang on. Let me just see what else comes out first. Hold on. So it's probably going to start off as a communication-based connection. Yeah, see? I knew it. Starting off as a communication-based connection. Now, I don't have the card for this, but normally I call situations like this a test. You don't have to call it a test if you don't want. You can call it whatever you want, but you're going to immediately feel something off about this person. And this person is not the type that likes to take no for an answer. So this is going to be one hell of a test, I think, for some of you. Hey, for those of you who are ready to level up, it ain't going to be no thing. You're going to smell the bullshit from a mile away and completely avoid it, okay? But I think for a lot of you, this is going to be one hell of a test. And you're going to feel it, man. Because, see, when you're face-to-face with this energy right here, I don't care how good of an actor you are. I don't care how good of a manipulator you are. I don't care if you are a professional bullshitter, right? If you're a professional smoke blower, energy doesn't lie. If you're sensitive to energy, you're going to feel this. You're going to feel it. No matter how good, no matter if they're a fucking Oscar-winning fucking actor, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel it. So, okay. It's time for you to level up, though. That's the thing. And this is going to be the test of all fucking tests. Could be an Aries for some of you. Also got Capricorn, Saggy. Okay. So, some of you in the next 6 months are going to level the fuck up. Others of you are going to go through a repeat of a past cycle. Okay, that throws a monkey wrench in the flow. Because when you're tested, when you're going through a situation like this, I'm limited on what I can tell you. Because there's certain things that you have to learn from experience. Certain things. And that's just the way life works, dude. There are some things that it doesn't matter what I tell you. It doesn't matter what any guru or teacher or guide tells you. It doesn't matter what courses and classes you take. It doesn't matter what books you read, what articles you read, what videos you listen to. And all those things are good. I'm not saying don't do those things. But what I'm saying is there's some things that you have to experience. You have to. You can read all the books, listen to all the lectures, watch all the videos, take all the courses and the classes, but nothing is going to teach you like the experience of it, you know? So, I guess the only thing we can really do is go to the advice from here. I guess we got to go to the advice. What advice do we have for Gemini with the next person coming in? What advice do we have? Sun card. Well, first things first, don't ignore your gut, okay? Now, that's a very cliche thing to say. What do I mean by that? Let me dig that up a little bit. First of all, when something feels off about a person, it doesn't matter why it feels off. It doesn't matter. There's no point in trying to figure out what it is that feels off. It doesn't matter. When energy feels off about a person, it's one of three reasons. Either A, you're intuitively picking up on something that is off about that person. B, you're projecting your own shit onto them because you're broken. You have healing that you need to do, and you view the world through a broken lens. Or C, the two of you are such a vibrational mismatch that you're completely incapable of picking up what each other's putting down. It's one of those three reasons. One of those three. Which reason is the best scenario to lay a foundation and build a successful life partnership? None of them. None of them. It doesn't matter what reason it feels off. It's going to lead to the demise of the connection, period. That's why they say just follow your gut. Listen to, don't try to figure it out because it doesn't matter. That's why you don't want to drive yourself nuts trying to figure it out. What most people are thinking by default, the reason why most people drive themselves nuts trying to figure it out is because they're thinking, well, maybe it's B. Maybe it's just me. Well, what fucking difference does that make? If you're too fucking broken to be in a relationship, first of all, you're not a vibrational match to your divine life partner. Anyways, by default. But even if you do go on a healing journey, and you do successfully seal up all the cracks and do the healing you need to do. Well, guess what? Now, you and that person aren't even a vibrational match anymore because you made a vibrational change. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no way around it. When it feels off, follow it. Don't overthink it. Don't try to figure it out. It doesn't fucking matter. Follow it. Okay? All right. Let's see what's happening with the person that you're interested in. Single Geminis and your love interest. What do we got? What do we got? September 2025. Single Geminis. And your love interest. What's happening? Ooh, uh-oh, Queen of Swords. Starting to get a little bit pissed off about this situation, aren't you? Starting to get a little bit annoyed. A little bit pissed off. Right? Especially those of you who have been getting strung along for weeks or months. I feel like this is getting close to pushing you to your breaking point. Getting close. I don't know what they did to the card stock in this deck. Over the past couple of years, they changed it. They made it just a smidget thinner than they used to. And it's harder to shuffle now. Used to, it was perfect. 3 or 4 years ago, it was perfect. Then they started fucking with it. They made it a little bit thinner and a little bit harder to shuffle. Anyway. Boom, boom. Yeah, see, the tension's building here, bro. The tension is building. Uh-oh, we got a little bit of codependency energy in there. I know you don't want to hear about it, and I don't feel like talking about it. So I'm going to set that to the side for now. But if it comes back out, I'm going to have to hammer on that a little bit, okay? But I don't want to go there either. So let's just put that to the side for now. Yeah, this is getting close to pushing you to your breaking point. I think you can't, well, I mean, you got these pages here, dude. You got these pages here, so maybe you're just dealing with, maybe you can't figure out if you're dealing with a game player or somebody who's just too fucking immature, you know? And it's just looping around and repeating the same cycle, loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop-de. Loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop. Yeah, so no forward movement. Damn, dog. Some of you dealing with a Taurus. I also have Leo here. All right, well, let's just cut straight to the chase. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Knight of Cups. Well, first of all, the Knight of Cups isn't a bad person. The Knight of Cups is just kind of an immature person. Not as immature as the Pages, but adolescent-minded. You know, like, if you was to have to give the Knight of Cups an age, I mean, it'd be like between 18 and 22 type shit, you know? So, hang on. I mean, I think this person wants commitment. Yeah, see? I think you're just dealing with somebody that's not quite mature enough for you. I think so. Because in their mind, they want commitment. But Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles. We got one king in here. One king, which does indicate that I think in this person's mind, they are serious. In this person's mind, they do want commitment, but I just don't think they're mature enough. I don't think so. Page of Swords reversed. Yeah. Horrible communicator too, by the way. But do I think they're a bad person? No, I don't think so. I'm not going to say that. And you know I'm going to tell you. You know I'm going to tell you, right? Any new faces in here? My channel hasn't stopped growing since 2018. There's always new faces in here. I'm not the one. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to sprinkle sugar on the readings to make them sound cute. I'm not one of those readers that's going to blow smoke up your ass to tell you what you want to hear because I'm so scared of your mean comments. I'm not scared of your mean comments. I'm not scared of your hateful messages and emails. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to tell you what comes through. I read what comes through. Nothing more, nothing less. People get mad at me all the time. And that's unfortunate. I'm not saying that I like that, but I'm not going to let that stop me from speaking the truth. I read what comes through. So when I tell you that I don't have nothing bad to say about somebody, I mean it. Okay? I don't. I really don't. I don't think this person's a bad person. I think they're just a very immature person. Okay? So, it could be a Saggy. Who do I got here? Let's see. I got Saggy, Leo, Taurus, Aries. All right. Well, let's grab some advice. What's the advice for Gemini? What advice do we have for Gemini? Two more shuffles, two more. One and two. Fool reversed. Well, I mean, don't be so quick to jump in head first. And be sure you're standing tall and standing strong in your emotional independence. It came out again. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this, but it came out again, so we got to talk about it a little bit. Emotional independence. Okay. A big buzzword in the dating world is independent. Okay. And most people are using that word the wrong fucking way. Okay. There's two types of independence, both depicted in the tarot. The Nine of Cups, which is emotional independence, and the Nine of Pentacles, which is financial independence. Most people, when they say independent, they're talking about Nine of Pentacles, meaning I can function really good by myself, right? Got my own job, my own car, my own house, my own clothes. I cook my own food, tie my own shoes, and wipe my own ass. I don't need anybody. That's not what we're talking about. Emotional independence means I don't need a person to be my only source of happiness. That's what it means. That's what it means. I don't need you to fulfill me. I don't need you to complete me. You know why? Because you can't. You know why you can't? Let's talk about it. In order for your soul to exist in this dimension, in this thick, heavy, dense dimension, in this heavy human skin suit, your vibration has to be astronomically fucking low. Just think about how low a vibration of energy would have to be in order to inhabit and embody a tiny little baby human fetus without killing it? Can you imagine that little itty bitty little brain and that teeny weeny little heart and them little lungs and that little cardiovascular system? That vibration of energy, your soul, your consciousness has to be vibrating low, or it'll fucking kill it. Starseeds do it all the time. I did. My first attempt at coming in, I put too much energy in there. Killed the fetus. I had to come back. This was my second attempt. My mom miscarried the first. Happens all the time. Your vibration is so low when you get in here that you completely forget who the fuck you are and what you're doing here. That's the game. That's the whole human game. That's why so many beings get so addicted to playing this game. Because you forget who you are when you get in here. It's fucking wild, dude. Let's go play it again, you know? Your vibration is so low that it creates amnesia, and that in turn creates the illusion of separation. If you spent any fucking time in the spiritual community, you've heard somebody say, we're all connected. We're all one. Right? We appear to be separate from and apart from everyone around us, and isolated and alone, and we're not. It's an illusion. That illusion of separation is what creates the illusion that we have this empty, gaping void in our hearts. And then to pour salt on that wound, we're born into and brought up in a system that very rigorously brainwashes and conditions us to believe that the only way to fill that void is for someone else to come fill it for you. Friend, family, somebody. Right? Well, here's the problem with that. There is no void. That's why nobody can fulfill you. Because you don't have a fucking void. It's an illusion. Nobody can complete you because you're not incomplete. I can't fill the void in your heart because we're already fucking connected. That's why. It's not a void. It's a low vibration. The primary law is the law of vibration. So you got all these people running around the planet like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to find a person that's going to fill this void. But in reality, what they're doing is they're finding people who match their low vibration. And when two people come together on the same low vibration, that low vibration is what starts animating itself and manifesting itself between those two people as a unit. And that's why all you gotta do is take a step back and just look at the population. You ever do that? You ever done that? You ever step back and take a gander at humanity? Just look at the dating world. If you ever take the time to do that, you'll notice something. Something fucked up. The vast majority of relationships fail. Don't tell me you haven't noticed that. The over fucking whelming majority of relationships fail. Why? Because the primary law is the law of vibration. That's why. Am I saying relationships are not important? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. Am I saying that the connections that we have are not important? No, that's not what I'm saying. Matter of fact, our connections and our relationships are the most important thing that we have here in this life. What I'm saying is that's not the answer to the problem. That's what I'm saying. The void in your heart isn't caused by a relationship deficiency, and it's not solved by the right person coming into your life and loving you. It's not the way it works. Relationships do not create love and happiness. If they did, I wouldn't have a fucking job. But how do we get out of it? That's the part that's so hard to explain. That's the part that goes a lot deeper than that. I could say a lot more. I could keep going on for another 30 minutes. Think about that, though. I'm not saying relationships aren't important. What I'm saying is that we have to get humans out of this reverse manifesting brainwashing that we've been in so we can raise our vibration. And when we start raising our vibration, that's when we're all going to experience what a real fucking relationship is supposed to be. That's when we're going to have real, genuine connections. Not just two empty, broken people latching onto each other and trying to vampirically suck love from each other. You know, spinning around like a dog chasing its tail, you know? So, I told you, I didn't want to go on that tangent tonight, man, but I told my guides if they want me to, they'll bring the card out one more time, and they did, so. Having said all that, I would advise that you proceed with caution in regards to getting into a relationship because you are lonely. And I would really, really, really advise that you proceed with extreme caution in regards to getting into a relationship simply because somebody makes you feel an invigorating explosion of emotions that completely distracts you from all the pain you have going on in here. That's the killer right there. That's the energy that's binding most relationships today. And that's glorified and normalized. Music, movies, TV, and media. You know, what's the Stain song? All that shit seems to disappear when I'm with you. I forget about all of my problems when I'm with you. That's not fucking good. I'm not supposed to forget about my problems. I'm not supposed to drown out my problems. Getting into a relationship with someone because it makes me feel so invigorating and an explosion of emotions, that's no different than running to the bar and getting drunk. Same fucking thing. That feeling that you feel, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that feeling. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's fucking awesome. But it's going to wear off. That feeling is not love. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is that feeling is not love, and it's not going to last very long. Even when you meet your divine fucking life partner, that invigorating explosion of emotions that you feel when you first meet somebody new is going to wear off. And then when it wears off, what you're left with is the vibration that you were carrying when you first connected with them. So if you weren't vibrating at a frequency of abundance from within, you won't have a relationship that harmoniously resonates with abundance when that feeling wears off. But when you get to experience true love and abundance because you're vibrating at that frequency when you connect with your divine life partner, then once that feeling wears off, then that's when you really experience what true, genuine love actually feels like. Make sense? That might be a lot to bite off and chew, but it's important fucking information. We've got to get humans out of their old programming, dude. We've got to. Got to. Okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description of the video, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all